welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. I'm Tandra, and today we're going to do something just a little bit different and hopefully kind of fun. We are going to do a tarot pick-a-pile reading on your D&D Dungeons & Dragons character, like who they are, and what their next adventure is. This is meant just to be a fun reading, kind of to get us out of our headspace for a little while, because we all kind of need that, I think, right now. And just to be kind of just enjoyable and fun. Kind of consider me your spiritual dungeon master for the day here. We do have 8 different piles to choose from. The first one here has the blue dice. The second one has lavender dice. The third one has gold dice. The fourth one has gray and black dice, or kind of a dark purple, I guess, and gray. And the fifth one has red and black dice. The sixth one has orange dice. The seventh one has green dice. And the eighth one has clear dice. And it's a good idea just to pick whichever one kind of strikes your fancy, whichever one looks the best to you. You can also watch more than one pile, especially if you kind of enjoy the readings or think they're kind of fun. We're going to maybe start a little tarot section on some different fictional tarot readings, I think. I think those might be kind of a fun little side thing to do once in a while and something just to kind of do for entertainment purposes. So that's kind of what we're going to maybe come up with some other ideas. If you like the reading, I'd like for you to please give it a thumbs up and also leave some comments in the comment section. I read all those and might be really useful. If you have any ideas for the channel or things that you'd like to see, put those in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. And all of the piles will have timestamps listed in the description, so you can go to whichever pile readings that you like. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, there will be a link to PayPal in the description as well. We'll see you at your piles. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your D&D reading. You guys are the ones who chose the blue dice. And we're just going to look here and see what kind of D&D character we've got. This could be you or your alter ego. You know, it might be similar to what you would like to be, but it also could be totally different because sometimes we like to play characters different from ourselves. So just kind of whatever works for you there. So we're going to come up with a D&D character and find out what their next adventure is going to be. And this is all meant just to be kind of a way to use our imagination and kind of get it away from reality for a small bit here. All right, so we've got the Knight of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, this person's definitely a fighter, for sure. Now let's see, what kind of race are we? Okay, I think they're a halfling. Halfling fighter. Okay? And so we've got that. And now let's see. Now, halflings, they're very clever, but they like to wander a lot. They can be hard workers. They have trouble with boredom, though. They don't like to be bored. That kind of thing. And fighters, of course, you know, they can be mercenaries. They can fight for good, bad, whatever, that kind of thing. So let's find out what kind of adventure we got going here. All right, we got the Hermit, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Swords, Five of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so we've got a halfling fighter, and I am thinking that they are with their clan, with their people, and the king comes up to him, sends him a message. Okay, the king sends this character a message and says, "We need you to go out and fight for the kingdom. We've got a threat to the kingdom." That's what this is. That's what this is showing here. We've got a threat to the kingdom, and you need to go out and take care of that. You need to go and find that threat and eliminate it, get rid of it, fight it off, whatever needs to be done. And you got some friends that are going to go with you. Okay. We've got, as a matter of fact, I'm thinking what the threat is actually the king's daughter gets captured. Okay, we got the king's daughter who gets captured here. And so you got some friends who are going to go with you on this adventure. Because you're a fighter, but it's always good to have companions along to go with you, and that kind of thing. I feel like you probably even have somebody that's a healer kind of energy, which is good because it might be a good thing. But you're gonna go off and you're gonna fight, okay? And you're gonna find the princess here, and you're gonna figure out what happened to her, and you're gonna fight the guys, and you're gonna vanquish them. Okay, we got the Ten of Swords here, and the Five of Swords. So you're just going to go off and you're going to win this battle. Okay, you're going to go off and you're going to fight, and you're going to rescue the princess. And guess what? At the end here, you're going to get with the princess. You're going to get the princess, and you guys are going to be together. So that's kind of almost a fairy tale story right there, which is kind of unusual, but could happen. So you very much want to go out and fight for your kingdom because you were told that you needed to, and your princess has been captured. You want to go out, and there's a threat. You go out, you take your friends with you, you go through and you fight off the bad guys, you rescue the princess, and then you get her in the very end. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to let you guys come up with what the battle might have been like and what it might have felt like, because I think it might be good for you to kind of use your imagination, stretch it a little bit, think about what this battle might do and what might happen during it. I'm thinking you guys come through unscathed, but who knows? Maybe you got injured in the deal, but you come out on top in the end, so that's always really cool. Okay, so if you guys like this reading, this is kind of unusual. It's a new thing for me. I'm not sure, but I thought it might be fun and might be a good way to kind of think about the things. And that was what I hope it was for you guys. I hope it was fun. But give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, watch other piles if you'd like. Leave comments in the comment section and let us know how we might improve or what we might do differently or what you liked about it, that kind of thing. And we'll see you for any other readings. Bye bye. Hello, Pal 2, and welcome to your Dungeons and Dragons reading. You're the ones who picked the lavender dice. And this is meant just to be kind of a fun little, let's see what kind of character we can come up with and what little mini adventures that they're going to go on and see what happens here. All right, let's see. Let's see first of all what kind of character we got. We got the Two of Wands, the Five of Cups, and Judgment. Okay, this person is probably going to be, I'm kind of thinking a cleric. Now, let's see. What kind of race we got going here? I think an elf cleric. Yep, this is an elf cleric. Alright, so let's see what kind of adventure this little elf cleric's going to go on here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. We got the Devil. And the Eight of Swords. Oh my goodness. The Five of Cups. The Seven of Wands. The Two of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles again. The Ten of Cups. Okay, put that one over here. The Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. Okay. Let's see here. So we got our elf monk, or cleric, I'm sorry, our elf cleric. Now, elves, they're skilled in battle if they need be. And so our elf might have to go out into battle here, or might have to at least fight some stuff. But mostly they're curious, and they like to, they meditate instead of sleep. They like their freedom, self-expression, that kind of thing. But clerics are good healers, and they like to protect and defend things. Okay, so we're going to have our elf monk here, who we've got this Queen of Pentacles, and I'm thinking the Queen is going to ask the cleric to go on an adventure for her. She needs something done. I think she needs to go out and get some treasure. I think there's some treasure she needs him and probably a band of other people to go on, but needs this character to go out, and she needs to go and find this for the queen. This character does, and so needs to find this treasure. Okay, so we've got the queen who's sending out this cleric, and probably going to have one or two other people with them that's going to help them. Okay, but their healing skills are going to be important on this adventure, because when they fight, okay, he's got a couple of other people that's going to go with him. He's got this knight person, this fighter, and he's got a couple of fighters that go out with him, a couple of different people, maybe rogues and that kind of thing. He's got some other people that go out with him, and they're going to fight a battle, and they're going to get injured a little bit, and her healing skills are going to come in handy for this fight. So they're going to go out, and they're on this searching journey, and they're going to fight. Not sure who. Could be anybody. Just a band of dwarven barbarians, and they're going to be fighting off these guys. And their healings are going to the healing cleric's healing powers are going to come in greatly handy here. They're really going to help. But while they're on this journey, it's going to have to do some meditation here. Going to have to kind of look at some things, go deep within themselves to heal. I see that here. So while they're on this journey, but another thing that's going to happen too, they're going to be tempted. They're going to be tempted into, they got a mermaid song here and the devil card. They're going to be tempted to go off, and probably once they find the treasure, they're going to want to keep it for themselves, or they're going to be tempted to do that. Hey, you don't need to take it back. Hey, I think the guys they're with, they're going to turn their back on. They're going to say, hey, let's just split it up, and that's more treasure than the queen would ever give us, and we'll just split it up, and we'll go our separate ways now that we found this treasure, okay? And the Seven of Wands is kind of doing that here a little bit. He's kind of feeling like he's got to defend himself. He needs to give up that battle a little bit, but he's having to defend himself against his fellow people that he's working with here. So she's going off. His character to be a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. But so I interchange the pronouns. But they go off, and they've been tempted now by the siren, the mermaid siren songs of the sea and the devil, and they've been tempted. They're having to fight it off, but in the end, they decide, nope, got to take this back, and they find a way to get away from their other companions without them realizing it, because he kind of does it a little sneaky like, rather than going through and fighting his way out, and he gets away. Okay, so he's gone away, and he gets through, and he gets back to his queen again, and then look, he's totally happy now, because he's got the Ten of Cups. So he's managed to get through his adventure. He's managed to do his thing, and she's come through, and the queen has given riches back for coming up with this special thing that the queen was looking for, and I'm going to let you guys use your imagination as to whatever that was that the queen has decided to send him out on this adventure for. But when she comes back with that, she gives the wonderful cleric his riches, and then he's going to go off and then be happy and maybe go on some other adventures down the road. Alrighty then. Well, we've got this little adventure that we came up with. I hope you guys liked the reading. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to do that and share it with your friends and see if they might like this little thing we came up with here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in any future readings. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. And you guys are the ones who chose the gold dice. And we're going to find out what your D&D character is and what their next adventure would be like. So remember, this is all just kind of for fun, and let's see what we can come up with. Okay, we got the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so this is a very take charge kind of person for sure. Let's see. I'm thinking this person is probably going to be a paladin. And let's see what kind of race we got going for this person here. Well, wow, this one's a little harder. Okay. I think it's probably going to be a halfling paladin. Okay. So we got a halfling paladin. Now halflings are clever. They're kind of gypsies. They have trouble with boredom. And they're collectors of things. They like to wander though. Okay, so even though emperors and queens tend to not go out and do much, I still feel like this person kind of does that. They like to uphold the law, defend evil. They're very serious adventurers. And so even though there might be high up in their clan, I think they might have to go out on adventures and things. And they do like to be part of a clan, but they're high up. Okay? So let's see what kind of adventure this halfling paladin's going to do here. Alright, we've got the King of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five, the High Priestess, the Star card, and we've got the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. Okay, so we've got quite a few Cups cards here, and then a couple of Swords cards, and then some other emotional cards. So, okay. Alright. They're high up in their clan, and they're very creative. They like to do things. They love to do things with pleasures, though. They like pleasures and enjoying drinking. All these Cups cards, they like to party and have drinks and go out and do stuff. But what I'm thinking is something bad happens in their clan. They lose somebody. Somebody dies in their clan, and it's very heartbreaking and very sad. So the person decides they want to go out on an emotional journey here because they feel this loss deeply, and they want to go out and do some adventure and collect some things, kind of just go through and just kind of wander the lands for a bit. Okay, that's what they want to do. And they've got one or two friends of theirs that maybe go out with them to kind of help them on this journey. That's what these cards represent here. But they also have this page and this other page entity here, and so it's a way for them to gain back their youth. even though they're high up in the clan and all, and they're kind of important in the clan, they need to go out on this adventure to get their mojo back. They need to go out and be able to get that youthful feeling back, and they need to go out and just find some things and just go out and do some things. And so that's what they're off doing. While they're out doing that, they run across some very mysterious uh, type of sorcerer people. Uh, that's what the high priestess and the star card represent. So they're out and about and they run across these very spiritual, very magical beings out while they're there. And they strike up a friendship with them. So they help go along on their adventures. And so they go along and they find one or two cool things, different things that they like to have. They even run across a land that's starting to have a plague happen. And so they run across, they've got this farmer person who's having just this horrible time with his crops. He's doing his best to beat off these farmers, and they're having to kind of go through and fight for him. And that's kind of a good adventure for this character because it's helping them feel like they're doing something worthy and something important and helps them feel kind of young again. And so then they're able to come back to their kingdom after they go through and they've met these wonderful spiritual characters and they start to feel better. They're getting their youthful energy back. They've been able to bring back some things to the kingdom that they enjoy. And then now they're able to sit back, with the King of Swords here and kind of look back on the adventure and go, okay, life's good again. I'm able to sit here by my fire and I've had my adventure. I may go out on some more in the future, but right now I've been able to go through and work through these things, make some really great friendships, go through and help somebody that really, really needed it. And so then I come back with some riches and some other things. Okay? So that was pile 3. Hopefully you liked that reading and that character, and I encourage you all to come up with some wonderful backstories for these characters and some other future stories. I think it's great for us to kind of get in our heads for a little bit and use our imaginations and just kind of go somewhere for 5 or 10 minutes and go on some adventures because I think that's good for us. Okay, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Let them know we got something kind of different here to watch. And we'll see you in future piles. Hello, Pile 4, and welcome to your D&D reading. We have, you pick the dark purple grayish die. All right, and we're going to find out what your D&D character would be, or what this D&D character is, and what their next adventure is going to be. And remember, this is all just kind of in fun, and you're welcome to create any backstories or anything else that you want for the characters. But let's see what we got here. We got the Page of Wands, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so I am thinking that this person is a monk. Okay. And let's see. I think is a human monk. Okay, so we've got a human monk. Now, humans are, of course, very adaptable, but they do like to conquest things, and they're very ambitious, but they're very diverse characters. So this character could do all kinds of things. Now, monks, they like to reach personal perfection. They do like to fight without weapons, actually. And they're protector when need be. And that kind of thing. They also like to be off, in their own, studying things and meditating, that kind of thing too. But they could definitely be useful in an adventure because they have a lot of knowledge and other stuff that they can do. And also because they're human, depending on what the story comes about, they could end up having to fight or do other things. All right, so we got the Ten of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Tower. Okay, put that up here. We got the Fool card, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Strength card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I'm kind of coming up with a little bit of an idea here. All right, first of all, you're off in your monastery and you're doing research and writings and other skills like that. That's kind of what you were doing. And while you were doing that, a magical wizard came along and destroyed the place where you guys were at, the monastery where you guys were at, and you had to go out seeking and go out, and you also kind of wanted a little bit of revenge against this wizard. So you went off and started to do that. So you went off. You have this energy here of the Fool. You're going to go off on an adventure. You're just going to kind of go off without thinking and just do stuff, okay? But you do have the Two of Pentacles, so you got some affinity magical energy kind of with you a little bit. You've got, because even though you're a monk, you also might have some other magical abilities with you and as part of your human ability and skill, and you're able to kind of go off and do that. And you've got this youthful energy too, so you kind of went, okay, I'm going to go off and I'm going to find out what's going on here. I'm going to go find this wizard. I'm going to, avenge my fellow monks and other things. So you go off and you do that. You get strength along the way because you meet another person who is like your soulmate kind of person. You're going along and they're going to help you, but they are very spiritual. They're very help you on the right path, help tame this youthful energy a little bit, help you be able to bring your thoughts under control. They're very earthly. I kind of got the feeling they're an elf, okay? And they help give you the strength you need to go on. And you're going to go through and use that person as your strength and as your guide and help you get through this journey. And then you're going to have the fight with the wizard, but it's actually not going to be a magical fight. It's actually just going to be a very physical fight, which is unusual for sorcerers. But you manage to catch them unawares enough that you're able to fight them. And then you're going to complete that journey, and you're going to be able to go on back through and go on through and complete that and go to a home at the end here. So that's your adventure. You're going to go out and you were living peacefully, studying, doing everything really cool. Then all of a sudden everything gets destroyed. You decide to go out almost full-heartedly and out on your own and go find the person who destroyed your thing. But then you come across an elf person who's going to give you the strength and guidance and other stuff that you need along the way so that you can fight this person. Because at first you don't have enough to fight off a sorcerer on your own. I mean, they were strong enough to defeat your whole monastery and totally tear it up. And honestly, it was a foolhardy mission to go out after them at first. But by meeting your companion, your elf person, they're able to give you the guidance and wisdom and strength and other things to be able to go off and have your battle with the wizard and be able to fight them. And then you're able to go along and be peaceful again and go through that. Okay? So you guys are welcome to come up with any wonderful stories along the way to this adventure and what happened before and after the fight and on the way back home, or whatever else you want to come up with, because that's kind of the purpose of this exercise, is just kind of get in our heads for just a little bit and imagine what it would be like and what the world's like. And this is kind of just a start for you to kind of just a framework of an adventure that you can fill in the details to yourself. And I hope you liked the reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comment section. Let me know how we can improve or what we can do to make this more fun. If you liked it well enough to share it with your friends, that would be awesome, because that'll help out the channel. And we'll see you for any other readings. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 5, and welcome to your reading. And this is your D&D reading, those of you that chose the dark, deep red and black dice. Okay, and we're going to pull and find out what your D&D character would be and what their next adventure is going to be. And remember, this isn't necessarily about you specifically, although you could identify with the character greatly, or it could be a character totally different than you, but somebody that you would like to imagine playing. So that's kind of how we're going here. You're welcome to fill in any details or whatever. Matter of fact, that's kind of a good thing, because that's kind of the purpose of this, is to kind of get it in your head and just kind of get away from things for just a short while here. So let's find out. We got the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm thinking this person is a druid, a half-elf druid. Yep, half-elf druid. They do like, things with nature are very important to them. But they don't want to mastery over it, but it's important to be in nature and work with nature. And half elves kind of can be that way, but they're artistic and like nature, but they also can be very ambitious and curious and kind of feel like an outsider. And so even though this character likes to connect with nature and do other things, I feel like they always kind of feel alone or aloof from other people. But let's see what kind of adventure we got going for them here. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, up here, the King of Pentacles, oh my goodness, okay, the Seven of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Moon card. Okay, what I see here is that you have a very magical person. Could be, a high priestess kind of person, or some other person with lots of magical energy, lots of energy in your community, likes to deal with nature kind of thing, wants to send you out to go get treasure for the community, which is unusual. That's a very unusual thing, because treasure usually isn't that important to elven or even half-elven communities necessarily, but it could be, because half-elves especially, being part human and all, treasure could be something kind of important, but they need monetary resources. They need gold and other treasures like that, and wants to come back with lots of different treasures. And because of you are who you are, they decide to send you out to do that. And so you start out with very little, just a germ of an idea of where to go and find things, just kind of gives you a magical wand and staff. And so you're going to use that to try to help divinate your way of where to go. Okay, she's giving you this magical thing of going, okay, point you in the right direction, this is where you need to go. Now along the way, because you are looking for these treasures, you're going to have to fight some people for it. You're going to have some fights and some battles, some things. You're going to have some loss. You're going to lose a friend or two along the way. But, it can still be dealt with. It's a little rough. I see this wonderful battle with a very, very powerful wizard who has lots of wonderful riches, and he's trying to hold you off and stave you off, and the magical wand that you were given isn't just pointing you in the right direction, but it also kind of helps you a little bit. She imbued some of her magic into it, and you're able to fight off this wizard and do a standoff with him. And then that's where you get the riches. So you got lots of hard work, but you come back with the riches, and you got them all. That's what these cards here are for. And so you come back to your high priestess person in the community and say, look, I beat these battles. I beat off this powerful wizard. I, used the wonderful magical wand that you gave me to do that. And looky, I came back with all this wonderful stuff for you now, and you come back much older and wiser from that. Uh, you can tell because it took some work and some effort to get, but it was really worth it in the long run, and it was a really wonderful experience for the character because it helped him grow, and they found out that they could, use a magical wand first of all, which was kind of cool, and some other stuff. Okay, so you're welcome to fill in any details of this adventure that you wish, or we may have future readings to help fill in some of that. Not sure how we're going to work that yet. This is totally different concept for us, so we're going to need some help here, I think. But hopefully you liked the reading, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Show them this unique, cool thing we're starting to do. Leave comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think there, and we'll see you for any future readings. Bye-bye. Hello, pal, and welcome to your D&D reading, and those of you that chose the orange dice. Okay, we are going to pick a D&D character here and find out what their next adventure is, and this is meant just to be kind of a fun way to use our imagination and get out of our heads for a bit. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. We've got Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Fool. Okay, I think this person is a rogue. Yep, this person is a rogue. Now, let's see what kind of race they are. I think it's a gnome rogue. Yep. Okay, now, rogues can use the silver tongue really, really well. They can scout. They're very versatile and resourceful, and they can get what they want very easy. Gnomes are known to be technicians and alchemists and inventors. They adore animals, gems, jokes, and tricks. Very inquisitive and curious. So that's kind of what I see this character as. Very curious, inquisitive, jokester type person. Okay? Alright, let's see what kind of adventure they're going to go on here. We got the Eight of Pentacles, Judgment, the Four of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Hermit, the Nine of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Let's see what kind of adventure this person's going to go on here. Okay. I'm thinking this character loves to go out and look at things and explore and just kind of see what trouble he could get into, basically. Okay? And so along the way, he comes into a town and he meets a blacksmith who's working real hard in his thing. And he talks to him for a bit. He even works for the blacksmith for a short while just to kind of earn a little money to go out on his adventures. But then he decides, no, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go on and I'm going to go out into the lands here and I'm going to find out what's going on. But, unfortunately, because he's going out, things are really, really, really hard for him or her. Okay? They're going along and nature is just not working very well. Okay? So this rogue is doing his best, but he's out by himself and nature is just not cooperating. There's a blizzard, there's high winds, there's other stuff. Just not sure what to do, and he has to kind of hole up and be a hermit for a while. Just he holes up and kind of on this cliff edge and just says, "Oh my gosh, I got to stay here. I can't get out. I can't do anything because I'm trapped here because I'm stuck." And during that time, he has to make some really, really rough choices, okay? Because he's out, he's by himself, he's starving, he's got this bad weather holding him back. He can't get to a town, he can't get anywhere, and he's having to make some rough choices here as to how he's going to survive. And he basically does anything and everything he has to survive, and I'm going to let you guys fill in the blanks on that. And then he kind of feels like he has to go through some judgment at this point now because he might have made some questionable choices here. Uh, Not going to expound on what that might be because I'm going to let you guys' imaginations go wild on that one because there's lots of different choices that could happen here. Some different things that could happen. He could run across some people or somebody or something, or some other things happen, and I'm going to let you guys fill in what happens. But because of that, he has to go through some sort of judgment. But he finally gets through all that trials and tribulations, and he meets upon somebody else who's very spiritual, but also somebody's very powerful. He meets upon somebody who's very powerful, and she is able to, he or she, it doesn't matter which, is able to talk to uh, this powerful person and actually gets a commission to go out and fight for this person because this person's got some wars that they're fighting, and so now the person gets to go out and actually fight and do that kind of thing. So they've learned a lot with this experience going out on their own, and so now they're able to use that experience and then go out and fight for this powerful person here. So they've been able to go out and fight. They go ahead and fight the battles that the person sends them out on, and they come back victorious and get to do that. Alrighty, so we have this wonderful character here who's able to go on this journey of self-discovery and some rough times and then come through it and come back with their riches. So if you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to fill in any blanks that you wish. That's a wonderful exercise right now for our brains to kind of get somewhere away from reality for just a short time. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve this or make it better or some other things we can do, please put those in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Share it with your friends and let them see some unusual things we got going on here. And we'll see you for any other readings. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 7, and welcome to your D&D reading. You're the ones who chose the emerald green dice. And we're going to come up with our D&D character here and what they're like and then what their next adventure is going to be. And this is meant just to be kind of a fun little way to get out of what were our heads here and kind of do some creativity kind of stuff and creativity exercises because I think that's kind of a good little thing to do once in a while. So let's see what kind of character we got. We got the Five of Wands, Temperance, and the Moon. Okay, so this is a very spiritual person. Somebody who likes to be... Okay. Five of Wands, Temperance, and the Moon. Okay, so I'm thinking a bard. I like the idea of bard. And I'm thinking probably a half elf bard. Yep, half elf bard. So, bards are very poetic. They don't like to get out and fight right in the middle of things if they can help it, but they're very magical storytellers, diplomats, scouts, and spies. Okay, they can be spies. And being a half elf, they're very curious, ambitious, they're artistic, they love nature, and they do have wanderlust, so they like to get out and wander. So, let's see what kind of adventure this person's going to go on here. Okay, we got the stars, the chariot, Three of Chalices, the Three of Wands. Lots of creative energy going on here. It's very creative. Seven of Pentacles, the Empress, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Okay. Now, by not being frontline fighters, I'm thinking this adventure they're going to have to go on with other people, first of all, because if there is any fighting that needs to be involved, I got a feeling this character isn't going to want to really get out and fight much. They're going to want to hold back. They're going to want to cheer up the group, sing for the group, do those kinds of things. Because they're very creative nature, so they make up songs all the time. So this group's going to go out and just kind of go adventuring and just kind of go seeing what kind of trouble they can get into and what kind of things they can find. And this character is going to be the one who's going to be the one to keep them in high spirits most of the time. They're going to be the ones who create the songs and write poetry, tell them stories, do those kinds of things. Because the group kind of needs that for morale purposes, and they're going to be able to draw on their spiritual energy to do that and their creative energy to do that. And yeah, that's what they're going to be able to do. Now, there is going to be some fighting along the way, but this character isn't going to be the one that's going to have to do most of the fighting. They're going to be worried. There is going to be some fighting and worry and things going on, but they're going to be able to escape and get away. So, I'm going to let you guys decide who they're going to fight and why. I want you guys to kind of come up with that. But they are going to be able to escape. The chariot card, they're going to be able to escape and get away from this fighting eventually. So there might be some hardship a little bit, but for the most part, they're going to get away with it. They're not going to die in the battles or anything like that. So I'm going to let you guys come up with what the battle's going to be like. Now, because they're going out and adventuring and they're running across and see what they can see, they are going to come back with a little bit of riches and some other stuff. And when they do, this character is going to go back to their creative nature, and they're going to go back and they're going to write down the stories and tell the whole story of everything that happened during this adventure. Okay? So, this person being the bard and the poetic person, they're going to use their creative energy to help along the adventure when they go, and then they're going to use their creative energy to explain what happened while they were out and about and what kind of fighting they had to go through and how they escaped barely with their lives and how they came through it and what they came back with and all that. So that's what this person is going to do. That's going to be their adventure. That's going to be their perspective on this adventure. Now, as far as the specifics as to what they end up having to fight or what they come back with, I'm going to let you all come up with that yourselves, because in this case, we're going to let your imagination flow a little bit, because D&D is all about choices, and these are going to be your choices, and I'm going to let you guys do that because I think that's going to help some of you guys out a little bit. Okay? If you like the reading at all, please give it a thumbs up and tell your friends about it and let them come visit the channel. Leave some comments in the comments section. I always appreciate those, and let us know if you like, to see this kind of thing, or if there's other things that we can do to make it more enjoyable for y'all. And I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you for future readings. Bye-bye. Hello, Polly. Welcome to your D&D reading. You guys were the ones who chose the clear dice. And we're going to come up with what D&D character this is here and what their next adventure would be. And this is just an idea, just something to kind of get our imaginations flowing a little bit and kind of getting away from reality for just a short time here. So let's see what we've got. We got the Eight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Okay. This person is a barbarian, I'm thinking. I know that doesn't seem to fit with this too much, but it does. This person's a barbarian, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But okay, so we got a dwarven barbarian. Yeah. And the reason why is barbarians can be brave and reckless, okay, and that kind of thing. But they're also, being dwarven and all, they do hard work, which I kind of see a little bit in these two cards here. They do value gems and gold, which the King of Pentacles definitely has here. And they like vengeance and justice, which I kind of see with the Three of Swords cards here. I see vengeance. So I'm thinking a dwarven barbarian here. Okay, let's see what kind of adventure we got going? We got the Princess of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, so they're wanting definitely gold. The Death card, the Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, the King of Cups, ooh, the Two of Swords, Justice, and the Devil. Okay. Yep. That's exactly what we got going here. We got a Dwarven Barbarian. Okay. I'm thinking that there was somebody that was very special to this dwarf. Uh, and that's what the Empress card represents here. It was somebody that meant a lot to them, and they got killed by a band of, oh, probably maybe orcs or half orcs or something like that. Uh, she got killed because they came through raiding and probably took the gold and things that they had amassed. So now this person's wanting to go out and get vengeance, okay? Because we got the death card here. We got this person that they really cared about. And so we got the power of the devil. We've got the Two of Swords because we're going through some anguish here. Definitely going through some anguish over this. And justice. They want to get justice for what happened here. And so they feel like they need to go out and do that. And also get the riches back again. That's what these Pentacle cards are all about. Okay, so you got the emotional stuff going on with the Cups cards here. But they feel very emotional over what's happened here. And they want to go out and seek vengeance. So they go out. And they are feeling not so great here, and vengeance is what's truly, matter of fact, what I'm getting here is the scene in Star Wars when Anakin goes back and avenges against his mother's death. I almost just see that berserker kind of thing going on, like this person goes and he finds these half orcs that have killed off this person that he really cares about. And he just goes on a mad, wild rampage, a devilish rampage, and just, goes through and just wipes them all out, kills them all off. And in his mind, that's justice, okay? In this person's barbarian's mind, this is justice for what has happened here. And he's reaching that, and he gets all the gold back, takes it all back from these guys, and he comes back to his lands and his kingdom. And emotionally, he's not still doing so good emotionally, unfortunately, because he went through a lot of hurt here, and vengeance sometimes doesn't always, make us feel the way it should. But he felt good at the time, and it was something he really should get off his chest and something he should do. But he's going back, and he's still kind of lonely now, back at the thing. But he's got a chance to go on some more adventures down the road. He's not, old and withering away or anything like that. So you guys can come up with some other things that he could do to get out of this funk that he ends up in during all this, because it's kind of rough that he went through and he went berserk and killed off all this stuff, and he got his riches back, but now he's back and he's lonely and he's feeling emotionally empty, kind of thing. So now he needs to go on some other cool adventure to kind of get through this adventure that he's gone on here. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of come up with some ideas on how maybe that can happen, and all that, and that'll give your mind a chance to kind of get creative and find out what's going on. Okay, well, if you guys like this, I hope you did. Give it a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comments section. I like to hear about those. Give any suggestions that you might do. Share it with your friends. Let them see and find out what they might like about it. And we'll see you for any future readings. Bye bye.